Well, and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Our top story tonight, a tragedy out on Siesta Key. According to Sarasota County Emergency Services, a man working near power lines along a residential street out there was electrocuted after coming in contact with a live wire, and that worker has now died on scene. It happened, emergency responders arrived at that scene around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Sarasota County first responders going onto the island. It happened near Freeling Drive on the North Bridge to Siesta. They had reports of a worker in distress. Officials say the worker was in a bucket when he came into contact with a live power line, but rescue teams could not get to him until FPL workers could shut down the power grid in that area. According to sources, FPL is still on scene, as well as the medical examiner's office for our area. The victim was not a the victim was not a county employee. We are told that he worked for a private company. Investigators now talking to one local person who witnessed that accident and may or may not live on the street there. Many people now waiting, as you can see the road shut down on Freeling Drive, and they have to wait to get back to their homes. This is a developing story, and we will bring you more on this incident as it comes available. And now over 200 FPL customers were affected this morning in Bradenton after a vehicle crashed into a power pole. That is according to Florida Power and Light's website. FPL responding to that scene. The driver had been heading along 57th Avenue East in Bradenton when the driver, Cindy Pineda, lost control and hit the power pole, breaking it in half. She suffered minor injuries and was transported to the hospital. The power has since been restored to all customers. Pineda was cited for careless driving. And now we're going to take a look at our first alert traffic. If you have any plans to hit the interstate, especially northbound on I-75 tonight, you may want to reconsider how you head that direction. 3 left lanes are blocked just before University Parkway's exit. That delay due to a crash with injuries. Hundreds of families are honoring the life of Snooty the manatee 2 months after his tragic death. The South Florida Museum opening its doors to the public today for a memorial. The museum had a video tribute to Snooty. Crafts also available to create some memorial projects. And visitors got to see Randall, Gale, and Baca, the 3 rehabilitating manatees who are currently living in Snooty's former tank. The museum says Snooty left his mark, teaching researchers about the potential lifespan for manatees and the conditions for helping those animals live long and healthy lives. The South Florida Museum says Snooty drowned in his tank on July 22nd after swimming into an access tunnel. The panel blocking that tunnel fell off and, according to museum staff, was not properly secured. And Hunsader Farms is also showing their love for Snooty today, revealing their newest design for this year's Pumpkin Festival's corn maze. As you can see, that path designed in the shape of a manatee with Snooty 1948 to 2007 cut into the corn. Hunsader's Pumpkin Festival kicks off next month on October 14th, and runs every Saturday and Sunday through the 29th. Hunsader Farms is located on County Road 675 in Bradenton. And a very stormy weekend for us, intermittently at least. Let's head over to Steve Newman in for Wendy Ross tonight with our first alert weather forecast. Steve.
Adam, the good news, it's just about over. I think we're going to be dry for the rest of this week, but boy, about 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon, we just got gully washers over Whitfield, Bayshore Gardens, down around the airport. Unfortunately, the rowing competition got doused about 4:30 or 5 o'clock at Benderson Park, and those storms are beginning to die down as we move through the evening hours. But here is the strongest one that came over Manatee County and just went down the I-75 corridor. At this hour, though, the storms are dissipating. We also have some strong storms down in western Charlotte County that are also on the maturing phase. Now, the computer model used to predict this, the future radar, the model that actually creates this product, has nailed the forecast for the last 2 days, and it's predicting for the rest of tonight those showers to dissipate, move offshore, and pretty much have a fair to partly cloudy night. I don't think those are going to quite make it. It kind of overblows some of the lighter precipitation, but get the idea that the storms are over and we should have a pretty decent evening. And I think the rest of the week you're going to like too, with a little bit lower humidities and not much of a chance of rain. Our high temperatures or low temperatures overnight are going to be pretty close to the mid-70s, and tomorrow warming back up to the mid-80s, upper 80s in some spots. Our complete forecast, and we have an active tropical weather picture to tell you about in a few minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Thousands tonight are still under a flash flood warning in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. Many cautiously waiting and watching the Oaxaca Dam, authorities fearing that it could collapse at any moment. Water already rushing through a partially collapsed spillway. The nearly 8,000 people who live downstream being told to get out. International Red Cross and aid workers are now pouring in, but one of the biggest hurdles so far has been communication.
Communication towers are down, but basically I can tell you that it was devastating to see all of that kind of debris in all areas, in all towns in the island.
The governor extending the curfew indefinitely on Sunday, telling people to stay off the streets from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. And now to a developing story out of Tennessee, where a masked gunman unleashed a shooting spree at a suburban Nashville church earlier today. One woman died and 6 others are injured. The shooter also sustaining some gun injuries and will be charged with murder as soon as he is released from the hospital. ABC's Chuck Sievertson has more on that ongoing investigation.
A barrage of gunfire at Burnett Chapel Church of Christ in the Nashville neighborhood of Antioch at the end of Sunday services.
A gunman arrived in the parking lot. One woman who was walking to her vehicle was immediately fatally wounded by the gunman, who we believe then entered the rear of the church.
The 25-year-old gunman, now identified as Emmanuel Kadega Sampson, then started randomly shooting at people inside the church.
He was just shooting. He was just shooting.
6 innocent persons inside the church were wounded by gunfire.
Officials say the shooter was wearing a form of ski mask during the attack. Police say a church usher, Robert Engel, confronted the gunman and was pistol whipped.
He physically engaged the shooter, and during the struggle, the shooter was shot.
Police have not identified any relationship between the gunman and the congregation.
We know each other there in that church, and I never, seen him before.
Police still have no motive.
I'm so in shock, I just can't put a reason to it.
2 of the 6 wounded victims are believed to be in critical condition. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
Back here on the Suncoast, the 2017 World Rowing Championships officially starting today. Well, racing, however, this is the first day of competition. Boats now in the water competing for those world titles. That competition bringing thousands here to the Suncoast, and fans flocking right to Nathan Benderson Park in Sarasota to watch those athletes from over 69 countries competing in several events and drawing lots of attention here to our area. And if you want to stay up to date on the race and schedule of events, you can always visit mysuncoast.com. There you'll find the scoop on race times, local vendors, special appearances, and directions where to go in that park. The city of Venice continues to celebrate their 90th birthday this weekend by holding a party on the beach. Dozens kicking off their flip-flops to enjoy some live music and some food from dozens of local businesses, many celebrating another year in the city that they love, while others are celebrating a more immediate triumph.
It looks terrific. I can't wait to get out there on the sand. And, I survived Irma, so that's a good reason to be down here celebrating with everyone.
Well, we agree with that. Definitely a good reason to celebrate, and also congratulations to the city of Venice. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, the move that may have all but closed the door on support for the Republican health care bill. Plus, years overdue, what makes the return of this library book so special.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's Independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
We need to have the strongest code possible to save lives and to allow people to have the biggest advantage they can against these monster storms.
Building codes in Florida for decades, they have remained the same, but will they soon change? Why now, especially after Irma? I'm Alan Cohn, the argument for and against at the trapezoid.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Welcome back. A big week ahead in Washington. Congress taking on healthcare while dealing with the threat posed by North Korea. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
The battle over healthcare reform is on life support.
It's very difficult for me to envision a scenario where I would end up voting for this bill.
Maine Senator Susan Collins confirming she's still leaning against the Graham-Cassidy bill, just waiting to see the score from the Congressional Budget Office.
Whatever the CBO scores will be superseded by another score.
The legislation is just one more Republican no vote away from defeat. Already, John McCain from Arizona and Kentucky's Rand Paul are against the bill. Senator Lindsey Graham trying to change Paul's mind.
But when you look at the bill, Rand, we save a lot of money over time for Medicaid.
But that may not even be enough. There are several more Republicans on the fence.
Right now, they don't have my vote. And I don't think they have Mike Lee's either.
Is there a snowball's chance your bill will pass?
Yeah, there is.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he intends to bring the bill to a vote sometime this week. North Korea also making headlines. In a show of military strength, U.S. Air Force B-1B Lancer bombers and F-15 fighter jets flew off the coast of North Korea Saturday, farther north than any American planes have gone in decades.
We're really at a dangerous point. But the likelihood of a direct confrontation between North Korea and the United States is probably not that high. That's not the way North Korea operates.
Kim Jong-un has threatened to detonate a hydrogen bomb over the Pacific Ocean as his own show of strength. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
And on the lighter side of things, a library book that has been overdue for more than 78 years has finally made its way back home. Library workers in Attleboro, Massachusetts say the book, The Young Lady at Home by T.S. Arthur, was due on November 21st, 1938. But a man cleaning a friend's basement found that book along with a due date card, and so he returned it, and the librarians graciously dropped the late fee.
People did comment on it, saying things like, oh, it makes me feel less guilty about my overdue books.
based on the library's current overdue policy of 10 cents per day of a fine. The penalty for returning that book more than 78 years late would be about $2,800.
Whoa.
Yeah, missed opportunity, if you ask me. I say you got him, all right? You kept the book. You got to go after him.
Oh, well, it's back. You can check it out again. Oh, the storms that rolled over the Suncoast today are pretty heavy. I was trying to leave home about 4 o'clock and almost didn't get out because of flooded streets with those storms. We'll look at them on radar in a minute, but you can see the storms here on this Lakewood Ranch webcam. Not so bad earlier in the day with a few passing sprinkles, but then right about 4:45, it just came down and spread southward down the I-75 corridor, and I left that last frame in there showing you that beautiful rainbow at 5:46 this afternoon. Currently at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, 79 degrees, our dew point 75, our humidity 88%. Now our high occurred right before dawn and also again at 4:45 during those storms. It got down to 70 again. The high this afternoon was 86 before the storms arrived. Now, you can see them on radar moving southward right along I-75. Take a closer look at them developing up here in Bayshore Gardens, Whitfield, and then just went over Nathan Benderson Park, unfortunately, and down I-75 and have slowly thinned out in the last hour. But we have some more storms in southern parts of our viewing area in western Charlotte County that'll be around for another little bit, but it's generally going to be a clearing evening. Well, looking at the whole weather picture, not only do we have Hurricane Maria, we'll look at that in a minute, high pressure has been producing record warm temperatures, like in the 90s around Chicago and even up to Minneapolis, St. Paul for several days, while this dip in the jet stream has been producing mountain snow in the west. This whole wave in the jet is going to move eastward, ending the heat wave and bringing cooler weather all the way to the east coast by late in the week. We kind of track the progress of that cold front. While it was in the upper 80s today in Minneapolis, tomorrow afternoon only in the 60s, Chicago cooling off to 85 rather than the 95-degree reading we've had earlier in the week. And as we move farther east, moving into Tuesday, you can see a little bit further cooling. But again, there is the cool front, and it will move all the way eastward for the rest of the week. Now the tropics. Do you remember Hurricane Lee? You probably don't, because it was only a hurricane for a few hours long before Maria hit Puerto Rico. It was off the coast of Africa, and its remnants kind of just churned across the Atlantic, and it's regenerated into a 90-mile-an-hour hurricane in the middle of the Atlantic, not affecting anyone. It's just going to do loop-de-loops around there. Well, Hurricane Maria is going to continue to move northward, and while it's done all kinds of damage, we know, back upstream, it fortunately is not going to affect any land areas. And if we look at the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center, with winds now of 105-mile-an-hour winds, Category 2 Hurricane Maria predicted to perhaps skirt the Carolina Outer Banks. The cone of uncertainty is just brushing Cape Hatteras with winds of about 85 miles an hour. They're going to definitely get pounding surf and a lot of heavy squalls moving ashore, but I think this is going to move out to sea very quickly, and we can verify that with all the computer models pretty much in agreement, the most reliable models in red, indicating it's going to go off North Carolina and then make a sharp turn to the right. Almost everybody thinks that's going to happen. Well, our local weather is going to dry out. The storms that are dissipating now will be replaced by fair to partly cloudy skies and hardly any chance of rain at all, not only tomorrow or Tuesday, but Wednesday and Thursday as well. So it's going to be great to get out on the beach. Don't think we'll have any thunderstorms to chase you off the water or the beach. East winds in the morning, northerly in the afternoon, seas 2 feet. Bay and inland waters a light chop. Great beach day, 85 tomorrow and Tuesday as well. Here's my forecast for the rest of tonight. Look for skies to be partly cloudy as these showers dissipate. Our overnight low 73, so it should be pretty comfortable. Partly sunny and warm tomorrow, high 89 with those northeast winds turning westerly in the afternoon. And look at that, only 20 or 10% chance of rain right on through Thursday. And then next weekend, Adam, we might get a greater chance of rain coming in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's your weather.
Now, sports.
Well, it's president versus players round 2. The NFL coming out and putting on a strong show of support in response to President Trump's controversial comments about national anthem protests. ABC's Mary Bruce has a closer look at what happened in football stadiums across the country.
The NFL is sending a message this football Sunday to President Trump. Players and coaches together on the sidelines in solidarity, some standing with linked arms, others kneeling, occasionally fists raised. In London, the Baltimore Ravens and Jacksonville Jaguars exercising their First Amendment rights on foreign soil.
At the end of the day, it's about doing the right thing. And as a whole and as a team, we came together and felt like it was the right thing.
We are a unified front. I guess we're all son of
The controversy over protests during the national anthem boiled over on Friday after President Trump said this.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Many are viewing the president's reaction to predominantly black athletes in stark contrast to his previous comments about white protesters.
With the venom, the anger, that he could muster more of that for Colin Kaepernick than for the deadly protest in Charlottesville. That's just stunning.
Even some owners took the unusual step of joining their teams on the sidelines. Trump supporter and Patriots owner Robert Kraft is rejecting the president's words.
I like Bob very much, he's my friend, but when you get on your knee and you don't respect the American flag or the anthem, that's not being treated with respect.
Are you not claiming racial tensions,
No, this has nothing to do with race.
As for the future, no one knows if these moments will continue. Mary Bruce, ABC News, Washington.
And President Trump tweeted after the first round of NFL games saying standing and linking arms was good, but kneeling was bad. He also retweeted an image that said boycott the NFL. Well, the Buccaneers were on the road in Minnesota today for an out-of-conference matchup with the Vikings. Mike Evans, as you can see, among those players taking a knee during the national anthem. Jameis Winston chose to stand for the anthem, but the entire Bucs team would end up laying down once the game actually started. Second quarter, Case Keenum hits Jarius Wright to extend the Viking lead to 14-3. Keenum had 3 touchdowns today, and Jameis Winston had 3 interceptions, including this one at the 1-yard line. Trying to find Deshaun Jackson, hits Trey Waynes instead. Very poor showing for Tampa Bay today, but it's very early in the season as well. They are dominated on the road, 34-17, the final score. The Rays on the road in Baltimore today. First pitch, first run for Tampa Bay. Kevin Kiermaier with a leadoff jack. It's his 15th of the season. The Orioles would answer with a 4-run first inning off Chris Archer, but the Rays responding right away. Jesus Sucre evening things at 4 apiece with a 2-run homer in the second. Orioles shortstop J.J. Hardy, playing what could be his last game in Baltimore, got a standing ovation from the crowd and returned the favor with 2 home runs today. This one broke up that 4-4 tie. Rays lose 9-4, split the series in Baltimore. Now only 6 regular season games remain for Tampa Bay. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one.
I picked this simple phone. I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Florida's coral reefs are declining. Bad news for our oceans and marine life. Fortunately, you can help, and you don't have to dive, you just have to drive. When you purchase Moat's Protect Our Reefs license plate, $25 goes directly to Moat Marine Laboratory, whose research, restoration, and conservation programs are helping this precious natural resource thrive once again. So get your Moat Protect Our Reefs license plate today. You just might hold the key to saving Florida's reefs.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
Mourning the death of singer Charles Bradley. He passed away in New York last night, surrounded by family, friends, and bandmates. Bradley canceled his performances earlier this year because of stomach cancer remission. He earned himself the nickname the Screaming Eagle of Soul for his raspy voice and James Brown-inspired performances. Bradley was 68 years old. Dozens of dogs and their owners flocking to Surf City, California this weekend to hang 20. Get it? The annual Surf City Surf Dog competition, bringing some cute sand and surf moments while raising money for charity. Sugar, the surfing dog, who is a native of Huntington Beach, California, beat out more than 40 other pooches for the title of top dog. I wonder what the standards are for judging dog surfing.
I don't know. We don't have high enough surf here in Florida to really get away with that.
No, we don't. But it's a good place to maybe practice and learn if you're a dog.
Exactly. Get your skills up.
Absolutely. I think we're missing a real industry there. Take note. Also, weather is helpful, and the weather is going to calm down.
Calm down, dry this week.
All right. Looking forward to that. We'll see you at 11 o'clock.